Hello, welcome to this presentation of my calculator created in C++. A very simple one, which runs in this console screen, and we can simply add numbers, we can subtract them, and we can multiply them. We can divide them as well, and we can delete the reminders. Ooh. And we can do every sort of things. We can also take the modulus to something. So here we have 8. We take the modulus to 3. That's 2. Yeah, because 2 is reminders after we have divided 8 by 3. So, and we can do take the cosine and tangent and sine to different things. I'm gonna take cosine to 45. Take the sine to 30. We take the tangent to 60, and it all works. And then we can empty the console, delete all the inputs, and put our value here down to 0 again. And we can take the square root of different things. Okay. Voila. And we can take the power of something. So we can take 3 to the power of 6, and we can quit this application. Gone with it. So let's look at the code. Where I have included iostream and math.h, iostream for input output, and math.h for different advanced mathematics, a cosine, tangent, and such trigonometrics, and square root, and the ability to take the power of. And I have defined pi because I use that when we are using cosine, tangent, and sine. Well, and then we have using name tag, using namespace std for standard, so we avoid using those two marks every time we are writing anything. And then we start our main function here. First we create some long double variables, then a character variable, and we'll be most focusing on user input 1, screen value, and the user operator identifiers. Well, so, and in the beginning of this application we have this ISD out, putting all those whole the menu system into the console, so the user know what to do and how to do them, just by using those shortcuts in order to use these options. And here we start our while loop, and to escape the while loop you have to press Q and then return. So next up we have a cout with 20, which will mean that out from quit the program there are 20 pixels, and then something is here, and that something is screen value, which we have set in the beginning to 0.0. And after that the user are free to point an operator, which is one of those. And all those operators are put in switch cases. And in those we have defined what they do. With the plus sign, I have done so the user can put an input in here, and that input is added to the screen value. In similar fashion, the subtract function, just by subtracting sys user input screen value, and division as well, and multiplication. Nothing special advanced about that. And next up we have the clears the screen C, and this function, like we're putting the screen value to 0.0, and we are deleting all we have in the console with this system command. And I just heard it's quite dangerous to play around with system commands, so I'm lucky that nothing worth or anything else happened while using this. But also the menu system are also deleted while using this one, therefore it is created right afterwards. Next we have the modulus, where we put in the user input, and the user input here then used to take the modulus with the screen value. So here we have it. The screen value divided by user input, so we know how many times they can be divided, and the remainder of that is integer screen value modulus integer user input. The reason why we are putting them into integers is because modulus cannot work together with doubles. In this case we have long doubles, so we have to make the long doubles into integers in order to make modulus work with them. And next up we have the delete reminders. This is done in a similar fashion. We are taking our long double, make it into an integer, and then we are converting it back to a long double again. And thereby all the decimal numbers are deleted from our screen value. Well, next up we have our cosine, sine and tangent functions, and they are surely very simple. All three of them are built up in the same way. You're putting in the user input. The user input are then multiplied with pi and divided by 180, and then we're taking the cosine of that. In the same way does the sine function and the tangent. Yes, and then we have our two left here, the two last functions. Have our square root function. I put in the user input, we're taking the square root of that, and then we're putting into screen value. Great. And by taking the power off, we are here using two user inputs. First of all, our first input, then we're taking our second, and then we are taking the power of the first value, the second value to the first. So it's like to say 3 to the power of 5 or something. So that's how this calculator is built up, and we also have those breaks here, which breaks the commands right after they are executed, so we don't end up with, okay, we have used the sign here and then we are following by tangent. No, we have a break here, so we only execute one command at a time unless they have told anything else. And at the end we have this return here, which we came to by exiting our while loop by pressing Q. And that was this application.